Hello. Hello, everyone. Excuse me as I pour my water here. I hope all is well with everyone. Right, the dehydration is real. Yeah, I was on time today. I am. I hope you can hear me okay. Um, I tried to make sure I was on time. Um, Instagram definitely was great. We had a great conversation. I started their live a little bit early too. So I'm getting there. I'm getting better at this. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the power of our words. I hope my music isn't crazy loud. And turn it down a little bit. We're going to talk about the power of our words, not just how we speak, but our negative or our self talk as well. I have 9 affirmations today, and yes, I did have a good Monday today. Very busy, but a great Monday today. Thank you. And I appreciate you coming in today. Um, I know I am behind on this week's meditation. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, but it's almost done. I should have it posted before the end of day Wednesday. It'll probably be up before then, but end of day Wednesday will be the latest. So let's go ahead and jump in as more people come in, I hope. But otherwise, it'll just be you and I, which is perfectly okay with me. Talking about watching how we speak, understanding that our words are commands to the universe, manifestation, um, to anything that's around us. So understanding the power of our words and also just bringing awareness of how we speak. So that's the primary goal for the affirmations tonight. So even before we get started, understand that your words matter. Type in the chat, my words matter. Um, any affirmations for discernment, confident decision making, following intuition? Yeah, I do have some. I can always, after I do these, I can always go in and see what I can pull for those too. So yeah, of course, I got you. I got you. Okay, so let me pull up these affirmations first. As I do that, type into the comments, my words matter. My words matter. It's very important that's the biggest thing I want us to take away from this live is that our words matter. The first affirmation I have for today is I recognize the power of my words and strive to use them for positivity. Yes, of course. Awesome. Yes, your words matter. Absolutely. First one, I recognize the power of my words and strive to use them for positivity. I recognize the power of my words and strive to use them for positivity. So it always starts with awareness, right? Understanding that we have to be aware of and recognize the power of our words and how important it is. I think sometimes just with our society, we're so quick to speak our opinions, to speak what we want to say, what we think, and whatever we think, we just say it out loud without any filter or without even thinking about what the repercussions are when having those conversations or speaking those words. So just recognizing, it starts with awareness, recognizing that the power of your words are really important, and taking And don't take it lightly when it comes to speaking and what you say out of your mouth, especially when using I am statements. Anytime that you use an I am statement, it's a command. And if you are commanding I am statements that are not positive, then you're bringing back negativity into your life, into your situations, into your soul, into your spirit. The list kind of goes on and on from there. So it always starts with awareness and recognizing the power of your words. The second affirmation, I own my words and choose to be kind and compassionate to myself. I own my words and choose to be kind and compassionate to myself. So, not just being aware, right? Not just recognizing the power, but also taking ownership of our words, taking ownership of the things that we say. And when we take ownership of those things, that then brings more responsibility and more accountability. And when we take it seriously in that way, we'll second guess the things that we say. So I own my words and choose to be kind and compassionate to myself. Chat, put in the chat. I own my words. I own my words and choose to be kind and compassionate to myself. Those are very important. Even going into being kind and compassionate to myself is very important to choose that, because a lot of times we just talk about ourselves any old kind of way, and we say those things not just to ourselves but also out loud, and then wonder why these negative things are coming back to us. So I own my words. Type that in the chat. I own my words. Awesome, awesome, awesome. um Next one, number 3, I teach my subconscious mind positive expectations, providing me improved outcomes. I teach my subconscious mind, positive expectations, providing me improved outcomes. I own my words. Just want to make sure I have a good heart posture anytime I speak or hold them if not productive. Absolutely. Our heart posture is a big part of how we speak. And if our heart posture isn't right, then we're going to speak a whole bunch of negativity and then wonder why things are just kind of coming back to us null and void. So that's very important. Um, which one was I was on? I was on 3. I teach my subconscious mind positive expectations, providing me improved outcomes. So understanding that we teach our subconscious mind every day. Every day we wake up, we teach our subconscious mind what to think, how to act, how to react, right? So, and regardless of whether you're conscious of it or not, you're teaching your subconscious mind something, whether it be positive or negative. So, intentionally taking the time to teach our subconscious mind positive expectations that will provide better or yield better results. Now, will it yield better results all the time? No, things happen, accidents happen, circumstances change. It's perfectly okay, but it's going to come back, exactly, coming back null and void, because we're just being willy-nilly with our what we're teaching ourselves. So teaching our subconscious mind positive expectations is the very precise wording, because of the fact that we teach our subconscious mind negative expectations all the time. We teach our subconscious mind, hey, like today's gonna be a bad day. Like today's just not going to work out for me. I'm expecting for things to just not go well in this situation. I'm expecting for this person to react this way. I'm expecting for my job to do this, or I'm expecting for my family members to do that. So when we actually teach our subconscious mind that these things are going to happen, we wonder why these outcomes are negative. If we're going into a situation like that, that means we're already guarded, right? We already got an attitude. Our mood is already sucks, right? So we're going into these situations and expecting great outcome, or thinking that we can get a great outcome, but our expectations are low. So understanding that the more we teach our subconscious mind positive expectations, the more we will go into situations in a positive light, which could yield a positive result. Like I said, may not always yield a positive result, but at least we're going into it with peace and contentment and positivity versus a negative mindset, rudeness, moodiness, guardedness, frustration, and confusion. I know that was a long list of things, but instead of going into it like that, just shifting our mindset to positivity. So I teach my subconscious mind positive expectations, providing me improved outcomes. Number 4, I choose to challenge my negative thoughts, understanding my thoughts shape my words. I choose to challenge my negative thoughts, understanding my thoughts shape my words. So, understanding our thoughts are also prayers and meditations. Whether you're sitting in a meditation, with me or not, whenever you're thinking and whatever you're harping on and what you're thinking on the most is a meditation. Those things are prayers. So, if we are continuing to take our negative thoughts as truth, or we're taking our negative thoughts and just going with it instead of challenging it, then that's why we're yielding a lot of difficult situations or hard situations or just negative outcomes. So I choose to challenge my negative thoughts, understanding my thoughts shape my words. We are what we think, right? The more we think of negativity, especially when it comes to about ourselves and we're having negative self talk and all of that, the more it's going to shape our words and how we speak about ourselves and speak about our situations and the people around us. So, taking the conscious or making a conscious effort to choose to challenge your negative thoughts and understanding the more that we challenge those negative thoughts, the more our words will be optimistic and positive and peaceful and compassionate and kind and patient. Those are the types of responses that we want to have when it comes to our words versus negativity. So I choose to challenge my negative thoughts, understanding my thoughts shape my words. Awesome. Next one. I refrain from negative thoughts, or let me redo that. I refrain from negative talk, focusing on uplifting myself and those around me. I refrain from negative talk, choosing or focusing on uplifting myself and those around me. So be mindful of your conversations. Be mindful of the things that you're saying to other people about yourself and about the people around you. Because of the simple fact that when you are extremely vocal and say a lot and of negative things about yourself to other people, they then take that information and either consciously or subconsciously circulate that information. So you're not just speaking out that negativity, but other people are speaking out that negativity for you and then bringing back negative manifestations into your life. Right. So if there's power in my words, just as much as there's power in your words, when someone else speaks negative about you, especially things that you put in their mind about yourself, then that brings even more power and it populates the negativity. So, being mindful of your conversations, being mindful of how you speak about others to other people, but most importantly, being mindful of how you speak about yourself to other people. There's one thing to give yourself positive feedback or criticism. That's one thing. But continuously to repeat certain things to yourself. Some of the things that you may say to yourself is, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, or I suck at this, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this. All of those things, you may regurgitate those things to other people, and then those people may also circulate that, and then it populates and it generates even more negativity that comes back to you. So, being careful of your conversations, how you speak about yourself to others is just as important as much as you speak to yourself. You don't want to circulate negativity about yourself subconsciously. Okay. Um, so that one was I refrain from negative talk, focusing on uplifting myself and those around me. The next one, I choose my words thoughtfully, considering their impact on those who hear them. I choose my words. I choose my words thoughtfully, considering their impact on those who hear them. Right. So understanding that how you speak about yourselves, especially when it comes to, I think about this when it comes to my kids. If I speak to myself or speak about myself negatively around my kids, how are they going to then in return look at me or in return look at themselves? If my daughter is 14, if she sees me consistently putting myself down and talking about myself in a negative light, how does that impact her and her view of herself and her view of her mother, right? So understand to choose your words thoughtfully and consider the impact of the people who hear them around you, the people that look up to you, your family members, your coworkers. If you're at work and you're talking down about yourself and how you're working, your quality of work, and your boss overhears it, now they subconsciously have in their mind that this person doesn't work well, or they're having a difficult time, and then you wonder why 2 weeks later you're in the office, trying to talk through why you did something a certain way, because of the fact that you subconsciously said something out loud, they overheard it, and now created a bias in their mind about you. So keep all of those things in mind, as far as like what you say about yourself and what you say about others and how it impacts the people around you that hear you. Awesome. Next one. I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine conversations. Oh, wait. Let me do that again. I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine connections. I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine connections. The more we are clear and concise with our words, the more honest we are with our words, it will foster and bring genuine connections, and it will quickly get rid of the disingenuine connections. But a lot of times we have a lot of disingenuine connections around us because we're not clear about our values. We're not clear about what we want. We're not clear about, our expectations. We're not honest about what we need. We're not honest about, how we're feeling and our emotions. We're not clear and concise and honest at all about our words. And then we wonder why we have connections that are around us that are not genuine. So the more that we express ourselves in a clear and honest and concise way, the more that we will foster genuine connections. And then it circles back to the conversations that we're having. If we are fostering more genuine connections, then our conversations will be more positive. Our conversation will be more uplifting. Our conversations will bring contentment and peace and joy and happiness, versus it bringing frustration and confusion and anger and malice and disconnection, right? So I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine connections is so crucial and important to how we speak. Because if we're having genuine connections, then how we speak will just look totally different. So I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine connections is such a good one for me, because it just reminds us that the more honest we are, the more clear we are, the better connections we will have. Awesome. Next one. I am mindful of my tone and body language, ensuring they convey warmth and sincerity. I am mindful of my tone and body language, ensuring they convey warmth and sincerity. So understanding that a lot of times our communication is through our body language and our tone and how we say things. A lot of times people aren't responding to what we're actually saying. They're responding to how we said it, right? The concise part is still a learning curve, because I've been experiencing being misunderstood. So sometimes I feel I speak more to overcompensate for the reception of larger groups. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely sometimes we talk around things. Sometimes we talk around the at what we're actually trying to get to. And when that happens, we either lose the message we're trying to say completely, or the other person only gets bits and pieces because they're unable to digest all of the fluff. So some people just aren't able to digest the fluff and the information. They just need the information. And if they don't just get the information, then everything else is kind of misunderstood or lost in the sauce. So I feel like fluff sometimes is good to lessen the blow of conversations, because you give a little bit more context before getting straight to the point. But we have to use that carefully. I'm actually still learning this. Sometimes I kind of walk around. Sometimes I'm very straight to the point. Sometimes I kind of walk around because I'm trying to soften the blow. And in instances of me trying to soften the blow, the message gets lost. So especially when you have a certain stigma feeling different in a workplace environment, for example. Yes, absolutely. In those situations, in those situations, I usually try to stick to email. So, and even if it's a conversation that I have, like say I have a conversation and I feel like the conversation or my message didn't land, I'll follow up with an email and say, just based off of a conversation, this is the conclusion or the solution. And that's usually kind of how I combat that in the workplace. Sometimes things can be received better written versus in person, and then depending on the messaging, sometimes it's received better in person and spoken versus written. So it's just kind of knowing when to use what, and adjusting as needed. So yeah, or vice versa. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I hope that's helpful. I've definitely have found myself in that situation, especially like in the workplace, but even in like personal relationships, there are some conversations that I've had via text that I probably should have had like in person, versus there are some conversations that I probably should have had via text versus in person. So it works on all avenues, and you'll never be like 100% perfect at it, but you'll get better at it, and you'll start to use your intuition or be more intuitive into when to use what, especially in those personal situations. So uh oh, my sign is Aries. So I know a lot of people like are like, ew, Aries, ew. But but yeah, that's my sign. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Where was I at? What was the last one I was on, guys? Was I on the last one? Yes. Entrepreneurship. Absolutely. Oh, I know what I was on. I am mindful of my tone and body language, ensuring they convey warmth and sincerity. So, yeah, so making sure that our body language doesn't speak before we do. And like I said before, a lot of times people are responding to our body language and our tone. It's okay, no worries. People are responding to our body language and tone versus what we're saying. So our message gets completely lost because we said it in a heightened voice, or because we said it with our arms folded, or we said it with the rolling of the eyes, or the neck roll, or the fingers, or whatever. I'm guilty of all of this. So just being mindful of our tone and body language, and how much that adds to what we speak and how we communicate with others is so important. So keeping that in mind, and once in wanting to articulate that with warmth and sincerity, because even in very difficult situations, you still want to approach it in a positive light, so that way you come out of those situations on the other side not broken, right? not having to come out on the other side, having shame or guilt on how you handled it, or grieving the situation and going through that thought process of, oh, I should have said this, or I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have did this, or I should have did that. By taking that step back and really understanding your tone and body language could make all the difference in those interactions and in those challenging situations. I don't know if I went through the last one or said the last one, but the last one is I take a moment to pause and reflect before responding in challenging situations. I think I kind of talked through that too, but I take a moment to pause and reflect before responding in challenging situations. And that's just like what I was saying, make sure to take that additional moment and pause. That pause and reflect before you respond. It's so crucial and important when it comes to articulating our words, because a lot of times our words are out of pocket because of the fact that we didn't take the time to really think through it. We didn't take the time to say, okay, if I say this, what is that putting in the atmosphere? What is that bringing back to me? What is that doing in my own manifestations in my life? So I take a moment to pause and reflect before responding in challenging situations is easier said than done. I know, I completely understand that. But it definitely is crucial and important to um, our growth and our emotional and spiritual resilience. Okay. So if the more that we take that pause and reflection, we come out on the other side of challenging situations in a better light, in a positive light, in the optimistic light. And the better we get at it, the more the fear of these challenging situations will decrease. So a lot of times we don't go into these challenging situations and don't handle these situations the way that we should because of fear. Not just fear of the other person, but fear of ourselves, fear of us not trusting ourselves enough to be able to handle a situation like that and come out with a solution, whether it be a positive solution where everything is hunky-dory and everything's good and cool, or if it's like a situation where you walk away and we agree to disagree and that's just pretty much what it is. But either way, the more we go into those situations with the pause and reflect, the more confident we will be into going to other situations like this. We're always going to deal with challenging situations. We're always going to deal with situations where things are being rubbed the wrong way and there's disagreements. We're always going to be a part of life. So the more comfortable we are with going into these situations, the better off we will be when it comes to our emotional growth. And the pause and reflect is what's most important. Um, we don't always have to prove ourselves. We don't always have to be right, right? We don't always have to, we can pick and choose our battles. We don't have to be engaged in every altercation or situation completely. I feel like gained more peace in my life when I decided and picked and choose the situations and challenging situations that I was going to deal with, and what the other ones I was just going to walk away from. Sometimes you engaging in that challenging situation is just to be able to walk away and say, you know what, you got that. That's perfectly all right. You know, you're subject to feel the way that you feel. I'm subject to feel the way that I feel. Both opinions are valid. But at this moment, it just doesn't make sense for me to engage, you know, and walking away. Um, so yeah, I really do think that this is one of the most crucial ones, and that's why I made it the last one, because I really want people to understand that pause and reflect is what's crucial. I would say pause and reflect and understanding and owning our words is what's crucial to our words, and making sure that we're speaking life into situations and not death. And the more we speak life, the more positivity, joy, and happiness and things will come back to us. The more we speak death into situations and death into ourselves, will create spiritual death, will create depression, will create burnout, will create frustration and confusion. And the more that we are cognizant of that and make a conscious effort to change it, the better off we will be. So I hope these affirmations are helpful, especially when it comes to picking and choosing our words. I'll go back through them really quickly just so that way, if anybody missed them. But I will also, this live will also be saved, so you can always replay or play it back. Starting from the top, I recognize the power of my words and strive to use them for positivity. I own my words and choose to be kind and compassionate to myself. I teach my subconscious mind positive expectations, providing me improved outcomes. I choose to challenge my negative thoughts, understanding my thoughts shape my words. I refrain from negative talk, focusing on uplifting myself and those around me. I choose my words thoughtfully, considering their impact on those who hear them. I express myself clearly and honestly, fostering open and genuine connections. I am mindful of my tone and body language, ensuring they convey warmth and sincerity. And I take a moment to pause and reflect before responding in challenging situations. So, those are all the affirmations. I hope this is helpful. Awesome. Listen, I want to, but I'm not. See, listen, me in school, but I'm not even want to speak. See, listen, see. Oh, I just caught myself. I just caught myself. See, in the moment, just caught myself, right? Um, School is not hard. It just requires strategy. And that's something that I am teaching myself day by day. That's also an affirmation that I use at work. My job isn't hard, it just requires strategy. So that's something that I'm working through. But I'm trying to think of what I would actually go for, whether I would do like social work or like do I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Especially I've been working with a non for profit um, for mental health, so I may have to eventually. Um, yeah, especially it's yeah, because I mean I do have a bachelor's degree in merchandising management. So whatever I do it would be a master's, but I don't know if I want to do like a master's or just do a master's certificate, because a master's certificate is less hours but still gives you like the same credentials. So I'm thinking through it. I'm gonna let God use me and guide me on what that's gonna look like. But yeah, we'll I'm definitely in that realm. I have the meditation certifications for anyone who wants to know. I am certified as a meditation coach, so I'm not just doing this willy nilly. I did do the credentials for that, but yeah, I am thinking about that. I am thinking about that. Now, there was a question earlier on affirmations for intuition. Was it intuition affirmations? Yeah, I think it does under position too. So I'm kind of been going back and forth and kind of thinking about how I want to do that. Let me, was it intuition affirmations? That was the question earlier. I think it was. I think it was intuition. Um, By the way, definitely, I do, as a meditation coach, I do teach meditation and journaling classes virtually. So if you want to do a meditation and journaling class, you can always sign up at haveninspired.com. The next one is this Friday at 6:30 Central Standard Time. Meditation and journaling class is topic discussion, a live meditation on the topic, and then journaling questions to take away. Um, oh, okay. So intuition. So intuition. Yes, I do have some affirmations on intuition. Just one second. As you can imagine, I have buku lists of affirmations. Just a second. I might have to search it because my drive has so many affirmations. Let's see, intuition. Oh, the next one? Okay, we can definitely do it for the next one. I think for next week I might have had a different topic, but I can definitely do. Actually, it might have been it might have been aligned with intuition. So I will put it in for next week to talk about intuition. I hope these lives are helpful. If you have any feedback, definitely let me know. You can always, if you have Instagram, you can DM me at Haven Inspired for any feedback. If not, you can shoot feedback to my email. So you can go to email info at haveninspired.com. That comes directly to my inbox. If you have any questions, if you have topics that you want me to go through, whether it be on our lives or meditation topics, definitely let me know. Yeah, I'll definitely as I go through my schedule for the months, I try to pre-schedule the topics, but things change a lot of times. When I do the lives, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube, um a lot of times it's stuff that I'm going through during that time. So even I may even schedule and say, hey, I'm going to talk about this next week, and then end up talking about something totally different just because that's where I was aligned. Same with the meditations. Like I plan out the meditations weeks in advance. They're never the same. I always end up changing it based off of what's happening, or what people are going through or what people are requesting. So definitely make sure to request what you are interested in seeing, whether it be on the lives or on the meditations. And check out the website at haveninspired.com for any updates or changes or anything. And if you are on any other social media platforms, Haven Inspired is on Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to follow us there. And yeah, I appreciate all of you coming on tonight. And definitely share the live, share it with people that you think that would benefit from it. And I will see you all next Monday, same time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I don't think that I have any changes for next Monday for anything. I don't think so. So yeah, we should be good for next Monday. I don't want to switch up the vibe because yeah, no, of course. No, perfectly okay. Feel free to shoot any of your asks, your feedback or anything either to my DMs or to my email. Y'all all have a great rest of your night. Many blessings. Sleep well. You should have a new meditation by end of day Wednesday. Hope all is well. Have a great night. Bye.